Hi.
I have a question. I have a question.
Can you consent real quick? Just you consent to being filmed? I just need you to
Hi,
consent.
I'm consenting to this interview.
Go ahead, ask your question.
I have a question for you.
Please, go ahead.
What do you mean by that question of how does a woman act?
Basically, I'm saying, I'm trying to challenge the idea that maybe there's like a general idea that a lot of women want to be treated a certain way, and that's why they have that expression, know how to treat a woman. But
do you believe in heterosexual relationships?
I believe in all different types of relationships, even same-sex ones, of course, all different types. But yeah, let me ask you this: do you think generalizing is okay to do in relationships? It's okay to generalize. Well, if it wasn't, why would anyone ever bother giving relationship advice? Don't you have to have like look for certain patterns to know how to like?
Is that why you're asking?
Yeah.
To look for a different pattern?
Well, in other words, I'm saying like if you couldn't generalize about men and women in relationships, why would there be?
Couldn't generalize
if you couldn't generalize about what men and women want in relationships, obviously there's exceptions, right? But if you weren't like general things that like men and women looked for, why would there be best-selling books called Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, which generalize? Or people ask about somebody's zodiac sign, which generalizes, right?
Makes sense.
Like when you say Scorpios act like this and Geminis act like this, is that not generalizing?
Yes.
Is there a problem with generalizing?
No. I don't think there's a problem with generalizing. I'm asking you if you think that there's a problem with generalizing.
Didn't she just consent to an interview? I'm totally lost right here. Yo, there's nothing more infuriating than asking someone questions and they answer with questions. Like, ma'am, you agreed to an interview. What she's doing is obnoxiously passive aggressive. I mean, even her putting the microphone back in his face. In case you guys don't know, I know this because, I went out there and, man, your boy IC, what's good, my G, did some content. He's got a microphone that's pointing back to him. So her doing that is just being obnoxious is essentially what it is. But shout out to IC for keeping his cool, all right? She's probably not going to answer anything. Okay?
Do you?
Well, I mean, if you want to interview me, I'm just asking these questions.
Well, I think the questions are so vague in that there's many sanctions of relationship in the world that you're asking a crowd that is heterosexual, and it just like...
Well, I'll give you an example, okay?
What does heterosexual have to do with anything? Yo, son. You know what's crazy as well? This young lady right here, has the same voting power as me. Has the same exact voting power. My vote matters no more than hers. Absurd. It's democracy though, I guess. I get it, forefathers. I get it at the end of the day, but god damn. Is that why the Electoral College exists? Makes a lot more sense now. Let's keep going.
I acknowledge that there's exceptions. Like, for example, there are some women who will date short guys, but don't most women have a preference for a guy who's taller than them?
Disagree.
So you don't think there's such a thing as most, or, you can't say most people want this? Like, a lot of women are attracted to confidence. A lot of people say that.
Confidence is different than height.
So you agree?
Okay, but is that not generalizing?
Yes.
People generally want confidence, right?
I think that a woman could...
Well, just people in general like confidence, right?
I'm a woman, interested in men, so I can only speak to that.
Sure.
I think that it is generalizing to say before I'm in a relationship or dating that I could say, yes, I'm into tall men.
Okay.
And then I meet someone shorter than me and I fall in love, and that generalization cancels out.
I didn't say that.
No disrespect to you, mama, but whoever is the dude that decides to be in a relationship with her, or Jesus, put a ring on her finger, holy moly, you're gonna have to submit to her, right? Because her incessant need to be right is ridiculously overwhelming. It's ridiculously overwhelming. Ladies, all 17 and a half women that watch this channel, what you're watching right now will be the death of you in a relationship. A man that is of value won't stand back and listen to the vapid tongue of your disagreeable ass. If she just paused and listened and thought through the things that he's saying, instead of trying to pick every angle and how she could potentially be right, then she would learn something. She would get somewhere else in the conversation. This is absurd. Every sense meaning of the word. All right.
there aren't exceptions. I said there's exceptions, but I'm saying.
So the conversation is irrelevant.
Well, the exception.
We can't talk about generalizations until we're in this situation, and the generalization and it cancels out.
But at the same time.
So it's not fair to put on camera and to hold me to a word of generalization until there are exceptions. And I can say that women prefer tall men until they meet someone short and they fall in love, and that's okay.
I acknowledge that. What I'm saying is, does the exception make the rule?
No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying just because some women might prefer a short man doesn't mean that most women don't have a preference for taller men.
Well, that's statistics that are outside of my ability to talk to.
That's all I'm asking. I'm just asking your opinions.
It's an opinion.
Like I said, yeah.
I'm not willing to put my opinion on camera.
You just said.
I'm consenting this interview.
That's why it's damn near impossible to have intellectually honest conversations with modern women just like this. The illogical, irrational hamster wheel of logic continues. But shout out to IC for holding that together.
Like, this is what I mean when I say fairy tale. Y'all be at home talking about, and when I talk to y'all on one-on-ones, y'all say this too. Me and him supposed to start a restaurant. Yeah, we supposed to start a tax office. Yeah, but every other day you arguing with this man about what's in his phone. Every other day he accusing you of still talking to your baby daddy. Every other day y'all arguing about stuff with the kids. Every other day it's something up with his family or his mama don't like you and they making it hard for y'all to be together.
Drama.
All of this stuff is going on.
Yeah.
And then yet y'all will make it seem like, yeah, me and Taiwan gonna get a food truck. Or me and Bob getting a barbershop. You and Bob ain't getting nothing but shit. Crazier, bitch. You and Joanne ain't doing shit but aggravating one another into never being successful. That's all you're doing.
Wow, that's a fact. Wow, that's the way she sums information up like that.
People who are successful entrepreneurs and work
Don't
jobs
deal with that
require them, or label them as valuable employees. Meaning like people that fly planes. Meaning if they have a bad day, a plane crash, they'll kill a bunch of people. Lives are in their hands. Them people couldn't date people like y'all. That's nagging them about all kind of shit, but yet want to keep walking around. My husband is a pilot. My husband fly planes. You'll never get a husband like that. Brain surgeons and people that it requires them to be under minimal stress to go do their job. People that deal with millions of dollars. They make decisions for companies that employ 300, 400,000 people across the United States. They couldn't date nobody like y'all, male or female, because the level of aggravation about the petty, everyday stuff that really be y'all own personal accountability issues, they would never be able to do their job with somebody like y'all.
That's why I tell you guys so often that you have to get the low-level barometer thinkers, the abyss-level thinkers, those that love drama. You have to get them out your life. One of the first things that I tell women when I start dating them is my non-negotiables is drama. If you ever come in here with the drama bullshit, it's different if you want to have a conversation about things that's going on in work and shit like that. But if there's drama that surrounds you, right? What'd you do this past weekend? Oh, shit, I was out with my homegirls. Shit, we was at somewhere. We got into a fight, and I'm sitting there. And I've had this shit happen. I've had women tell me this shit, and I'm sitting there looking at them like, oh, okay, you're just gonna be butt. That's all you have just relegated yourself to. That is it.
So these stories y'all tell yourself that me and Joe gonna have $1 million entrepreneurship business by bullshit. 2023. That's a lie.
Yeah.
You and Joe can't even exist in the same house without arguing. You steady worrying about Joe baby mama. Joe steady worrying about if you gonna somebody. You worry about if he on Instagram liking too many photos. How? Tell me, how are you gonna get to some M's with all this bullshit going on?
It's so true. You know what also reminded me of, you guys are familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs? At the bottom of the hierarchy, there's physiological needs, which is food, water, shelter. Most of the people that at the state of being the most valuable or having the most amount of contributions within this world have reached a state of self-actualization where they can focus on that shit. Imagine they have to focus on the little bullshits of life. They'd get absolutely nowhere, because at the end of the day, there's only 24 hours in a day. So to optimize or to maximize your contributions for the awesome things that you can create, you can't just be focused on the bullshit. Let's see what else you got.
You can't. And this is why a lot of y'all women find yourself in a space where the type of man that you actually want, you can't attract them. You don't. You attract boys and that's not ready for relationships and don't understand what it means to conquer a woman or, you know, be a man and lead. They don't understand the pack mentality versus the herd mentality. You can't attract that because you cannot manage your emotions as a woman. You always worry about stuff that's irrelevant. You will create hypotheticals in your mind that ain't actually going on and then act in the physical based on them. I told y'all about this. This is when you sit back and you can't control your own thoughts. So you tell yourself, he taking too long. He ain't answer his phone. He probably his baby mama. And then you told yourself this. And in your mind, you really start to believe it. When the nigga come around, you give him the physical negative energy that he was actually with his baby mama or off with a bitch when he wasn't answering the phone for you. But you don't even know that to be true. You're nuts. And you will never get a man that's actually ready to conquer a woman and be a good husband and treat you of value because you're not valuable right now. You're broken. You're hurt. You're lost. You need to go fix you. Get in a Zoom, do on communication with Love Dorsey, go to therapy, go do something to get you right. Some of y'all dudes, as a man, you don't have your basics together. A grown woman, one that actually keeps up with herself. She's pretty, she works hard, she takes care of her response. She don't want your ass. You still around here at 40 trying to figure out how to keep a car. Never had your own place. Don't know how to pay bills yourself. Never had nothing in your name. Don't know how to look up your credit score. Don't have any goals for retirement. 50 and pants sag and think you're gonna be a thug forever. Keep defending a block and talking about some ops that don't exist. A grown woman don't want you, my G, so you gonna forever get bitches that want you for the money that you bringing in. You're gonna get used, abused, thrown to the side. You will be the thug that cry and hope you get into the thug mansion in heaven the day you die, cause it ain't going down.
Ain't gonna go down. Her name is Love Dorsey. I support her content. Go check it out.
This is how I met her.
What?
I showered her. I fed her. I also bought her a dress from Fashion Nova.
No.
I made her fall in love with me, and now I got her forever.
Is this real? Wait, hold on. Let's look at it again.
This is how I met her.
Well, damn.
I showered her. I fed her.
No,
I also bought her a dress from Fashion Nova.
He saved her life.
I made her fall in love with me, and now I got her forever.
Yo, this brother wasn't dating down.
This is how I met.
He was dating in the depths of Hades. Listen, all of y'all are going to hell for laughing at this, but listen. At the end of the day, while she was homeless, at least she wasn't exposed to the media of the modern woman today. So maybe she's not as corrupted as them. What's actually funny and or interesting about this is that, you know, modern women today often say that they don't want to settle, but many men today date down. So many women might refer to that as settling. And listen, at the end of the day, if you come across one that's not, you know, mentally corrupted by the modern woman dogma or the feminist dogma of today, then you might find yourself a diamond in the rough. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Hold up, let's look at it one more time. Damn! Listen, leave your comments down below whether or not you agree or you disagree with the thoughts and or comments that I have within this video today. I would appreciate a timestamp within it as well so I can understand which component of the video that you guys are speaking about. All right? Until next time, YouTube.